Hello boys and girls, children of all ages, and welcome to the Malaysian Grand Prix here at the Sepang International Circuit in Kuala Lumpur. It's been a while, hasn't it? Been a while. I just have a busy life and I don't have the time for this anymore, quite frankly. And with how fast the deadlines are, I simply can't keep up. I have no idea what's going on. I've not even been concentrating on my own teams. Spoiler, I own a team. I've literally not took any interest in this game whatsoever, and we shall soon see who is doing better than me, because let's be honest, everyone's doing better than me these days. I'm just waffling on here because I'm waiting for qualifying to finish, because it's hard to concentrate and look at qualifying because it's a bunch of cars going around the track in a 65-minute session, and the time's tumbled too quickly for me to even recall who is, slowest, fastest, biggest, best, There is on pole at the moment for the record, but Michael Schumacher's second button. But I don't even know who's won the past 3 races. That's how far behind I am. I'm not even bothering to watch the race. I don't even re-watch the race after I've commentated them, put it this way. I haven't watched a race outside of me commentating all the live streams for about 5 seasons. Since the start of the beta days, when I was encouraged to join this championship. But we've got 10 minutes to go here in the qualifying session. Five minutes left. It looks like it's going to be De La Rosa on pole. Schumacher second, Fisichella third, Button fourth, Irvine fifth, Lazy sixth, Coulthard seventh, Hakkinen eighth, Hill ninth, Webber 10th, Bertie 11th, Heifeld 12th, Frentzen 13th. And we shall wait to see the rest of the field. Schumacher 14th, Raikkonen 15th, Alonso 16th, Montoya 17th, Barrichello 18th, Young 19th, and Takagi last. If I had to put my money on someone winning, it will more likely be Button in 4th. He's probably on a one-stop. As we look at the Sepang International Circuit in its full glory, a lot of action happens on that final corner, especially last season. As we look at the lovely grid girls here for the Malaysian Grand Prix Circuit. De La Rosa on the right, Schumacher on the left. The engines are on. They accelerate and they start. No! De La Rosa gets a fantastic start. Schumacher falling back into the clutches of Fisichella. Running on the first corner, De La Rosa leads. There's a little tap there, but Schumacher stays in second. Fisichella third, Irvine fourth, Button fifth. Irvine overtakes Button at the start. Looks like Coulthard's in sixth, for Lazy's in seventh. There's Schumacher, Fisichella, Irvine, Button, Coulthard, Lazy, Hakkinen, Hill, Webber, Heifeld. There's an arrow. It's Ralph, Schumacher, Alonso, Bertie, Frentzen, Barrichello, Raikkonen. Around the outside goes Montoya, and the two Minardis are side by side as well. It's going to be Raikkonen in front of Montoya. It's going to be Young in front of Takagi. As we go up towards the 4th turn. It's a tricky braking point here. Schumacher had a little look on De La Rosa. De La Rosa keeps hold of that race lead though, up from Schumacher. Through the fast sequences left, right. This is the circuit where everyone loves going. Oh, that's a car going super wide there. It's David Coulthard. Must have been making an overtaking move on someone and has gone super wide. He's gone slightly wide there as well. That might open the door for Hakkinen coming towards turn 9. Nothing though. A Lazy in the Renault 6th, Button 5th. It's Irvine 4th. It's Fisichella third, second Schumacher, but out in front is De La Rosa. Schumacher putting pressure on De La Rosa at the start of the race. Accelerating down towards the final corner. Schumacher has a fantastic opportunity, but nothing. At the end of the first lap, that looks like a juice battle between Lazy and Button back there. Slowly round. There's a yellow flag out there. It's a Lazy. Cars going left, right and centre to try and avoid the stricken Renault. The bollard's been taken out. Got Ralph Schumacher's in 12th. A Lazy, and it looks like it was Lazy and Button. I think Button's about to spin a Lazy out. Yeah, Button spins another person out, and that gives a huge advantage to top 5 now. Heidfeld, Webber, Alonso losing out to Schumacher. Webber's cut the corner. And Alonso's just dive bombed Schumacher into 12th place. Alonso got a good start at the moment. 22 laps of this race. We're on the second of 22. This is turn 5 and 6. Alonso looks very, very racy. I wonder if he's incredibly light this race. He's side by side of a Lazy. They've just touched, and Alonso has taken the position away from a Lazy. Down towards the hairpin at turn 9. Button has been overtaken by Coulthard. They're side by side are the two Brits, and Coulthard takes the position. The other McLaren right behind him in Hakkinen, and Coulthard can chase after another Brit, the Irvine. 4th, 5th and 6th for the Brits at the moment, as De La Rosa still holds on to the lead from Schumacher, but how much longer? Fisichella has a fantastic view of this battle between De La Rosa and Schumacher, and Schumacher has the door shut on him from De La Rosa. Schumacher very racy. De La Rosa leads. But top 4 all covered by 2.1 seconds. Then there is a 6 second gap now to 6th of Coulthard, Button, Hakkinen, Hill, Heidfeld, Webber, Alonso. Someone's in 12th. Ralph Schumacher's in 13th. Juan Pablo Montoya 19th. Takagi 20th. And the last of the drivers at the moment, 20 seconds back. Mika Hakkinen goes a little bit wide, trying to overtake Button, as another McLaren goes super wide at turn 6. I found 9th. Webber's in 10th. Alonso 11th. It's a Lazy that's in 12th. Schumacher dropping back. He's 1.5 seconds off of this group, and dropping back even more in the orange arrows. Well, more like the orange and black arrows with the Japanese flag drooped across it. Bertie is in an arrows sandwich at the moment. Raikkonen 7/10 behind. Barrichello looks to be challenging Raikkonen, not close enough though. Schumacher with the fastest lap. Wamdoni is shooting, he's in the lead. Heidfeld is actually, Mark Schumacher in the lead. That looked like it was Bertie passing Frentzen. Schumacher is indeed in the lead. That might have happened at turn 1. He might have actually done a clean overtake on turn 1, unlike some people. Button. The hill towards turns 5 and 6. Drops the gear. The right turn. Pedro De La Rosa second and Jaguar. Or Jaguar took way too much speed there, De La Rosa. But he's slowly catching Schumacher down that straight. Fisichella has been dropped by these two. These two have tremendous pace at the moment. Irvine keeping up with Fisichella at the moment. A second behind the Brit. Coulthard held up by a lazy Button incident. He is in 5th place. Button's in 6th. Hackett in 7th. Accelerating down towards the tricky area of turns 12 and 13. This is 14 now. It's a very tricky braking area because you're braking and turning at the same time. One of the hardest corners of this circuit. And Schumacher with another fastest lap. Heidfeld challenging. Oh, Hill has just slammed the door shut on Heidfeld down the straight. That is very, very dangerous from the Jordan. There's another yellow flag. It's in front of them. Button, I think, has taken someone else out. The British old Button and Coulthard weren't that close. Button 6th. Coulthard has fallen back. No, they've fallen back 6 seconds. Here we go. Button Hakkinen. Button, I think, is going to be involved in another accident. Hakkinen. Oh, they've touched. Hakkinen has jumped over the wheel of him and they release each other before the rest of the pack come. And now Coulthard is in the middle of nowhere. Irvine 4th. That was a half-hearted effort to try and pass Fisichella. There is a second still for Schumacher out in front. Down the back straight towards the hairpin. And Schumacher goes into the pits. He's the first person to make a stop. We'd assume for 2 stops. De La Rosa takes the lead, of course. We cannot see the pit stop because of the angle of the camera. That's a bit of a stupid angle of the camera. And away goes Schumacher, 9.5 seconds. Looks like the Jaguar team are getting ready for a pit stop as well. He's going to come out side by side with Raikkonen. Oh, it's going to get tight. But Schumacher might actually get him here. Raikkonen's down the inside and Schumacher is behind Raikkonen, but for how much longer? Not much longer. Raikkonen ahead of Schumacher. And Schumacher might have to keep an eye on from behind from Barrichello. Frentzen 13th. Height 12th. Webber 11th. 10th is Alonso. So I'd assume at some point Ralf Schumacher must have spanned because he's not in that picture anymore. Heidfeld 7th, Button 6th. Hackenen's in 5th. Coulthard 4th. Irvine 3rd. Fisichella is in 2nd, but out in front is De La Rosa. But for how much longer? Because the Jaguar team are getting ready, and it is for the lead car. Pedro De La Rosa. Toyota ready in the pits. Alonso is very, very quick. I'll assume it's him that's going into the pits. De La Rosa's in the pits. Fisichella will take over the race lead. Fisichella and Irvine, though, side by side. So how much longer is Fisichella going to be into the lead? Coulthard's going to go up to 3rd. And Irvine has overtaken Fisichella. You just saw that on the ticker before Coulthard went past. Hackenen's going to go past as well in that little battle. Lazy would go past as well. 13.2 second stop for De La Rosa. There is Webber, Bertie, Frentzen is probably going to be ahead as well. He's ahead of Michael Schumacher and fueled heavier than Michael Schumacher. There's Ralph Schumacher, who's behind Barrichello. Bertie's in 10th. Towards 10-4. It's a little look. Webber is too far back though. Highfield 6th, button's gone wide. Still behind Hakkinen. In fact, he's now behind Hakkinen because Hakkinen has overtaken him. And there's a big gap to Coulthard in 3rd. Fisichella, Irvine still nip and tuck. Irvine leading for Jaguar. We didn't see a replay of the overtake, but it happened at the first turn. Fisichella from a long way back trying to go down the inside of the Jaguar. Fisichella very racy. Coulthard 3rd. He's going to dive into the pits now, and his car will be serviced for one of 2 stops. The 1 stops were reckoning around about lap 10 through to lap 14 for the 1 stop. It's around about the right time for the 2 stops, between lap 6 and 9 for the 2 stops. Bertie, Frentzen, Schumacher, De La Rosa, Raikkonen, Barrichello, Schumacher, Ralph Schumacher. His Coulthard is falling down the order. Montoya, Young, they're both going to be past the McLaren as well. Coulthard is in 18th place. There's a yellow flag out there, and it is a pile-up. That is the arrows of Frentzen has been spun around. Frentzen spins 4 arrows. And who is the culprit of that spinner? Coulthard 16th. All these have been held up, including, you would assume, Schumacher and De La Rosa. De La Rosa's in the front. Oh, he's nearly been taken out by Schumacher. That is a VAR going wide. Schumacher has a half-hearted look. Webber 8th, Hill 7th. Alazy's in 6th, Highfield 5th, Button 4th. Hackenen's in 3rd, 2nd Fisichella. Irvine leads. And into the pit they both go. Both into the pits. That could be an advantage to Renault because Renault are further up the pit lane to Jaguar. Irvine's in the pits. It depends how long they fuel these guys for, because if they're right by each other in the pit lane as well, so they'll be able to have a look. Change of all 4 tyres. The fuel hoses are still going to be on. They are. Hackenen's in the lead. Fisichella is away first. Fisichella is lighter than the Jaguar. Jaguar is still in the pits. They're fueling Irvine heavy, and away he goes. They've fueled Irvine really heavily. Fisichella's for 7 laps. Irvine is for 13 laps. That might get him to the end. Irvine might be going to the end of this race. It's going to be very interesting if he gets to the end, because he's right on that bubble. Fisichella 6th. He's come out in 6th place. Hill 5th. Lazy's in fourth. Heitfeld and Button third and second. Out in front, Mika Hakkinen in the McLaren. Mika Hakkinen leads the Malaysian Grand Prix. Round towards
McLaren are ready in the pits. Renault are ready in the pits.
down the back straight towards the hairpin at the bottom. Some of these are going to be pitting, no doubt. And Hakkinen's in the pits. Button carries on, and so does Heitfeld. Servicing the McLaren. LA's is in as well at the same time. Away goes Hakkinen. Webber goes past the pits. Irvine passed as well. Irvine well ahead, and everyone else is passed as well. Ralph Schumacher passed. I think these three are going to go past as well. Actually, it's going to be caught side by side between the two McLarens. And they're still side by side. They're touching slightly. Do not take your teammate out. Alonso's trying to get in the action. Coulthard defends from that. Hakkinen in front of Coulthard. Lazy's down in 16th. Frenson's being serviced to Cargill and Alonso. Side by side. The Minardi and Toyota. And Alonso is past Raikkonen. That is De La Rosa and Raikkonen have come to clashes. They are both out. Here's Irvine. I think they're going to be involving both of the Jaguars. So Irvine stays in front. Raikkonen. That is a very half-hearted attempt. And both of the Jaguars have been involved in the accident, and this has massive implications for the championship. And there, I've said it. So Raikkonen makes a half-hearted attempt at passing Irvine, and I think the blame has to go to Raikkonen. There's cost the Jaguars big time. De La Rosa's without a front wing. He's obviously not going to be scoring any points. Pedro De La Rosa going very slowly around these double rights. Montoya losing heaps of time to guys in front. Not that Montoya is going to be involved in this battle anyway. Ralph Schumacher 8th, 37th. Schumacher 6th, Webber 5th. Fisichella 4th, Hill 3rd. Heitfeld pits. Button stays out for one more lap. Up on the jacks. All four wheels have been changed on Heitfeld's car. They're going to be fueling into the end of course. Looks like the Jordan and team are ready for a stop. There's a car that's come into the pits. It could be the Arrows or the Minardi. I think I saw it. Black car. Might be Ralph Schumacher that's gone into the pits. Hakkinen's 9th, Coulthard's 8th, Schumacher 7th, so it's actually... It might actually be Hill that's gone into the pits, which is what the Jordan was there for. Webber 5th, Schumacher's 4th. There's Raikkonen's car. Fisichella 3rd, Hill 2nd. Hill's not gone into the pits, so both the Jordans are 1-2 at the moment. Button leads for Jordan. He's just gone through the fast turn 12, and now 13 into 14. Jordan ready in the pits, meaning that this is going to be for Hill. Hill is pitting before Button. Button has a tremendous advantage here in this race. He's going to go around for one more lap. He has a tremendous advantage, and I think he is clear favourites to win this race. Few more cars ready to dive into the pits as Hill goes in. Bertie, Schumacher, and Alonso, Montoya actually, they're all going to be ready to go into the pits. Change of all four tyres. We can't see where the fuel hose goes off. In fact, the front left is very slow, but it's fine because the fuel hose is still in. Still in, and away he goes just before the BAR and the ROs go past. That is very good timing or very lucky. We'll let you be the judge of that. And away out he goes in clear air. Here's Heupfeld in front of him, 2 seconds in front. Heupfeld in front of Button. And Field till the end, actually. So, I was saying Button's got the... Oh, no, that was Hill. That wasn't Button that pitted, that was Hill that pitted. Was it? Yeah, that was Hill that pitted. Hill is just behind Heupfeld. Button still has not pitted yet. We're still waiting for Button to pit. And I don't see the Jordan team out in the pits, so he's staying up for another lap. Button must be running on fumes at this point. We're on lap 12. Sauber ready in the pits. Button is going on for another lap. Button going around another lap. He's doing 1:46s. Button leads this race. We're going back through the grid. Barrichello. This is De La Rosa. Frentzen. Then we have the Minardi of Young. Then we have Alonso. Then we have Montoya. Then we have Schumacher. Bertie. We've got Takagi in front. He's running on fumes at this moment. This is Alonso. That is a lazy. Hill. Heupfeld. No Button, Fisichella, Schumacher, Coulthard, Hakkinen, Webber. And a car dropping down the field. That is Webber. He's pitted. Question is, Button must be stopping this lap. Round turn 4. This is not even turn 14. That was turn 11. The Jordan team run out to the pit box ready to service the Jordan of Jenson Button down the back straight. Ferrari ready in the pits as well. Frentzen loses his front wing. Montoya's lost the wheel. Frentzen has been in the wars. And I'm wondering if De La Rosa has something to do with that incident. Montoya out. I'm wondering whether or not De La Rosa has anything to do with it, because De La Rosa was right by Frentzen and Montoya. Now Montoya was in front, so it might actually be nothing to do with De La Rosa. But Frentzen has been in the wars all season, and he's even more in the wars right now. Schumacher pits. Button has that much of an advantage. He comes out from his pit stop in second place. Fisichella leads for Renault. Coulthard third. Hackney fourth. McLaren's doing very well. Arrows in the pits. We still haven't seen what happened between Frentzen and Montoya. Schumacher's in 12th. Young 14th. Barrichello 15th. Takagi 16th. There is Frentzen. Here is the replay. So actually, it's Montoya and Young that get together. Young actually, and that's such an. So De La Rosa is there. So it was Montoya and Young that got together. Frentzen was just a passenger, nowhere to go. And now Frentzen trudges back to the pits. The day has gone from bad to worse for the Arrows of Frentzen. It's just been one miserable season for the Arrows team. They have just been nowhere this season. And they probably cannot wait for season 7. Or 5. One of the two. Coulthard third, Hackney fourth. For the two McLarens. Hackney pits from 4th. Tyres have been changed. Off the tracks it goes. Down the pits. Out behind Alazi. Alazi's going to the end. Alonso's not. Webber is. Hill is. Hartfeld is. Schumacher is. Coulthard isn't. Button is. Renault ready for Giancarlo Fisichella. And I think because it's a 30-second pit lane that I think Button's going to have a huge lead of about 6-7 seconds, I'd have thought. But we shall soon see as the Fisichella comes up to be serviced in the pits. Fairing up towards the line. Fisichella's in the pits. Change of all 4 tyres. Jack's come up. Tyres have been changed. Fuel still going into the car. Fuel out. Fisichella away. Lap 16 out of 22. Button takes over the race lead. Coulthard's in second. Coulthard actually really close to Button. But I think Coulthard's still got another stop. That's Frentzen. I think the gap is about 3 seconds. Maybe 4. 4.1 I believe is the gap. Button out in front for Jordan. Slight lift. Coulthard second. Chasing after. The fast right. Down towards the 3rd sector. David is very close to back of Button. down to the hairpin at the bottom of the circuit. Not many overtakes happen around that corner like last season. It's weird. Coulthard into the pits. Off the tracks. Away goes Coulthard, 9.7. Coulthard out behind Hill. In front of Weber. First corner, second corner. Hurtfeld fourth. Fisichella second. The gaps remained about the same. I think it's going to be a win for Button. Irvine, Raikkonen and Montoya all out. Frentzen is far down the grid. Young's 15th, Barrichello 14th, Alonso 13th. Not many close battles around. De La Rosa's in 12th. Schumacher 11th. Classification. Button leads Fisichella 4.2. Oh, here's a battle. Battle and a half here. This is for 7th, 8th and 9th. Schumacher and Heitfeld right by each other as well. Fifth and 6th are right by each other as well. That's Hill and Coulthard. And then got Webber, Alesi, Hackett all separated by less than a second. Alesi looks like he's about to try and overtake Webber. We've seen how this has ended. And they've actually raced. Webber, that's a fantastic... Oh, they've touched! Oh, they've touched! Webber, half spins. That was a bit dodgy, but fair. Alesi squeezed him out slightly. Not expecting Webber to still be there, but yeah. Racing. Hill 5th. Under pressure from David Coulthard in 6th. It's looking so good for McLaren. Don't actually know what happened. Heitfeld trying to pass his fellow German. He's in 3rd. Fisichella in 2nd. 14 seconds in front. He has slightly, ever so slightly, caught this person up. Jensen Button in the Jordan. Round the hairpin. Goes the Brit. Well on his way to victory. Schumacher 3rd. And it's currently 4th for Heitfeld. But from how much longer? Probably not much longer. Oh, Heitfeld. Little look there. Accelerated down the pit straights now. Ran first turn, second turn coming up straight away. Coulthard's putting pressure on Hill. Hill in 5th. Still under pressure. Coulthard 6th. A lazy 7th. Webber's been dropped. A lazy slightly wide. Accelerating. Nearly into the back of Coulthard. Highfield still behind Schumacher. Might be a fight till the end. 3 laps to go for these guys. Same with Coulthard and Hill. Is Coulthard about to make an overtake in the final corner? Oh, they're still side by side. They are neck and neck. Hill slightly ahead. Coulthard side by side with Hill. Fair racing between the two Brits. And David Coulthard takes the position. He's in 5th place. Schumacher Highfield coming up towards Frentzen. 3 Germans. 2 of the Germans are battling. 1 is about to be lapped. How much can Frentzen disrupt? Schumacher, bearing in mind Frentzen's teammate is the brother. Frentzen lets Schumacher by, gives Heitfeld a little bit more of a harder time, and he's not passed. But I think he's going to let him pass now. Not much time lost, I don't think. Vizicella laps Takagi. Lost a little bit of time compared to Button, it looks like, and unless he's 2.5 seconds a lap quicker, I think Button's going to win this race. 46.8 towards the first turn. Schumacher Heidfeld still battling. Coulthard. It's a bit of a train here. Coulthard, Hill, Alazy. In the background, the battle for 8th between Webber and Bertie. Hill 6th. No, not close enough to Coulthard. He's lost time to Coulthard. Coulthard is actually hacking and not Bertie. I do apologise. A lazy 7th. For Renault. Down towards the first turn. Not really much room for overtakes here. In fact, I think Hill broke a little bit. Not enough. Hackenden's in 9th, Bertie 10th in the BAR, 11th Schumacher, 12th De La Rosa. In fact, De La Rosa has passed Schumacher at some point. De La Rosa in 11th, Schumacher 12th, Alonso 13th, Young 14th, Barrichello 15th, Takagi 16th, and Frentzen 17th in the last of the races after an absolutely torrid race for the Arrows. Frentzen taken out and lost the front wing in a collision that wasn't his fault. Button though goes to start his final lap. Vizicola's 4.3 seconds back. You expect to see the final lap, the quickest laps here, the final lap. Heitfeld still behind Schumacher, the 2 Germans fighting for the final podium. Down towards the first turn, Heitfeld 4th, Coulthard 5th, Hill 6th, a lazy 7th. This is the battle for 5th. Webber, Hakkinen, the battle for 8th. Hakkinen has passed Webber at the hairpin. Hakkinen has passed Webber. Hill looking down the inside of Coulthard. Coulthard stays ahead. Round turn 2. Turns 3 now, it's flat. Next overtaking opportunity is usually up the top. Heidfeld still behind. Probably looking towards the hairpin now for the next overtaking spot. Schumacher third, they're coming up towards Takagi. Vizicala in second, he can just see Button in the background, but nothing is going to stop this man. He might have taken a few cars out along the way, but he has drove an impeccable race. That Jordan is the car to beat, and it's going to be very difficult to beat him. He goes around turn 15, a final corner, as Jenson Button wins the Malaysian Grand Prix. Vizicala finishing second, and the fight for third looks like it is Schumacher's, because they've caught Takagi and Heidfeld is still behind Takagi. Schumacher finishes third, Heidfeld fourth. The battle for fifth. Coulthard's left the door open, but Cole's not close enough. Hill is going to finish in sixth. Coulthard finishes in fifth, and Vizicala finishes seventh. 8th place, it looks like it's going to be Mark Webber. Mark Webber finishes in 8th. A 10th separates Webber and Hakkinen. Button win. 4. They're in Parc Ferme now, as we will run through the classified results now. Button wins the Malaysian Grand Prix, Vizicala in second, Schumacher finishes in third, Heidfeld fourth, Coulthard fifth, Hill sixth, the Lazy seventh, Webber eighth, Hakkinen ninth, Bertie 10th, De La Rosa 11th, Schumacher 12th, Alonso 13th, Barrichello 14th, Young 15th, Takagi 16th, and Frentzen finishes 17th from the last of the runners. The retirements were Montoya, Raikkonen, and Irvine. As we run through the rest of the positions, I regret to inform you that my sound has turned off. I have no idea what is happening anymore. Not that you need to know about the sound. It also makes me wonder if it's the sound on the thing and not on my earphones, but I reckon it's something to do with my earphones, because my earphones have played up quite significantly. Let's play a random video to see if it's my earphones. It is not my earphones. The sound is not working on the video anymore. How glorious. Not like any of the cars are going anywhere. I'm not gonna lie, don't know what the next race is. I think it's probably Australia. Yada yada yada. Hope to see you next time. Who knows if I'm going to be there or not. We shall soon see. Who did the fastest lap? It was probably, oh no, De La Rosa did the fastest lap. De La Rosa? Oh, well done. Thank you for watching and goodbye.